Welcome to Atlantic Television Network Society Watch. This is a program where we ventilate societal issues, give them aggregate attention with a view to provide solutions that will benefit humanity. First, the headlines. Rivers State calls its claim to shed mothers from abusive lovers. From Delta State, troops occupied Okwama destroy structures over soldiers' killings. On drug trafficking, NDLA arrest hairdresser, dispatch rider for padding drugs. On economy, engineers switch to bamboo due to costly iron rods. These are the issues we'll be tackling today. And when we return from this short break, I will introduce my guests to you. Do stay with us.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring honest pop news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human trafficker.
Honorable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
Welcome back. This is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network, and joining me in the studio this afternoon is a lecturer, Information Management Technology Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic. I'm talking about Dr. Nweke Emmanuel Onyeka. Good afternoon. All right, you can join us on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X Atlantic TV Net. You can watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Now, the first story for today is from Rivers State. The Rivers State Police Command raided the hideout of self-confessed day bomb confraternity members in Bonny local government area, arresting Gibbs Hart, 20, and Raphael Green. The duo, who admitted to being in the confraternity, revealed that joining the protest they joined to protect their mothers from physical assault by their partners. They met at the scaffolding workshop after completing secondary school, bonding over similar issues at home. Hart lived with his unmarried mother, who was regularly assaulted by her partner, while Raphael's mother has multiple children from different men. One of them often abused her. Unable to tolerate the abuse, they sought refuge in the cult group. Explaining how he was able to conquer his mother's lover, Raphael said, "I went to speak with some of my old classmates at Bonny National Grammar School who were cultists. They offered to blend me into their cult group, Dayban, and I consented. Then I was 18 years old. They took me to the Bonny sandfield at night, where I was blindfolded, beaten, and given a grain mixed with blood to drink. There, my journey into cultism began. Thereafter, I confronted my mother's partner. I revealed my identity as a Dayban cult member and threatened to hurt him if he touched my mother again. That was the last time I saw him in my mother's house." For Gift, his foray into cultism started a year after Raphael's. Before joining the confraternity, he said he was frustrated that he could not confront his mother's partner, Bill Woma, whom he said was a cult leader in the Iceland cult group and was notorious for coordinating cult activities in the Bonny local government area. He said he was fed by all, so I decided to join a rival cult group in order to match him. He said, after my final West African Examination Council WAEC paper at age 17, I went to the one Idama in Green Compound, a senior member of Dayban Court in Bonny local government area, and requested to be aborted. On board, I was initiated at the Bonny Sandfield. When I recovered from the initiation, I immediately confronted Bowuma, my mother's live-in lover. He said my buff and warned me to stay out of his business. When the tension between him and I highlighted, I left my mother's house to live with Raphael and other members of the Dayban group. He said, I rushed to my mother's house, attacked her lover with a stick and broke his skull in the process. Dr. Nweke, it's quite unfortunate that this is actually happening. It's a serious problem because minus 18 years in court, 17 in court. And, you know, there's something in River State here where the governor has fought over children in pupils in primary and secondary school joining cults. They have fought about that, and it's still a problem. And yet we have here 18, 17 years, though they are 20 now, in court because they want to fight for their mother. Yes, they wanted to threaten their mother's lovers because they were being, abusing them. But what happened to their lives after now? What happened to their lives after fighting for their mother? What is the way out as we stand now?
Thank you very much. It's a complicated issue. Yeah, first from mothers' lovers, then to the children, and then to the moral pedigree of their mothers. So that's why I said it's complicated. For a minor, a child, okay, at 18, an adult, whether an adult or a minor, the way for vengeance should not be to go and join an illegal group just to beat up who beats your mother. Then again, the beaters of women, the lover man who beats the lover woman is also uncalled for. Why should you beat a woman? Most of these men in the first place, let me start with that. It's you know, one emotional torture any child should not grow to see is seeing one's mother beaten up by whether another woman or a man. You know, it could give rise to a whole lot of emotional riot, and that is the manifestation of what we are seeing here now. We expect that adults as they are, they should have managed their emotions very well. If they had issues with the guys' mothers, they would have known how to resolve it, especially in the face of the fact that these women already have children, probably from them or from other men. Having said that, the children took the wrong path of joining a dangerous group, and their intention is not for probably self-protection, but to go for vengeance of those who they think oppress or hurt their mothers. Now, the way forward will be that these guys will have to know that now that they are in the net of the Nigerian police, they should know when they are out of it. I hope they've been arrested.
Of course, they've been arrested. That's why they have to talk about this. But Dr.
So
Weke, do you think it's enough reason for, as in their reason is excusable enough for them to be freed?
No. We are not saying. I just established a background. I just said it's complicated, and then in resolving this matter, the society has to know that look, the way to go is not the way that these three major characters have gone. You know, when your mother is abused, what do? The culture allows that you report to the oldest person around that family. You start from there. Have they done that? And then they did it, and then there was a continued beating of their mom. Number two, their mother should have been very close, you know, to our children, son. Know when the conduct or the behavior of the child begins to change, so you begin to raise alarm. And then it's also, if it is possible that the child must have told the mom that I have to join this group to retaliate your beaters. And the mother would now say, okay, let them take a pound of flesh. You know, they didn't get it from me. You know. So what I'm saying is that they don't have any excuse whatsoever to join, you know, a band, a group that is social misnomer, a group that is not a criminal group. You know, and the state has banned anything courtism. You don't have to belong to any court group in Rivers State, and the laws are there to speak for itself. We now hope that the law will stretch out and then investigate even the sponsors. We hear that some of these court groups are sponsored by the high and mighty in the society. So if they can use this opportunity to find out who sponsors them around that axis, you know, that will go a long way in making sure that future occurrences of people having appetite to join court group is curtailed. Now again, if you look at the mother aspect, why should a mother continue a relationship with a man that beats her? You know, that is another angle. And if you also look at the other angle, is it the instruction of her mother for you to go and beat up her lover? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So that in the future, it might not be another issue between mother and daughter, mother and son, who will now say that, did I ask you to go and beat him up? Did I ask you to go and kill my lover? Who sent you? I didn't send you. And then the boy will now go back again to take briefs from his court supervisors and say, now the new enemies have changed. It's now my mom, you know. And he will go back. That is because that is very funny. It shouldn't be anything to talk about in the public. Now, it's very dangerous for any child, any young person or old to join groups abhorrent groups that would not add any benefit to the society.
Okay, now Dr. Weke, according to Gift Hart, that's the 20-year-old, said he went back to his secondary school, that's a secondary school, yeah, to meet with his mate, the cult group that he knows about, so that they can come and fight for him, and then they said he should join them. What do you think should be done to be able to address these issues at the early stage? Because you see, there will be like, they have more of these cults in the higher institution, but forgetting that he started from this crash. It means that the nursery school children are not safe, primary are not safe, not to talk of secondary. So how can we arrest this? The governor has come up with an initiative for teachers to be able to checkmate this. But what else should be done to be able to fight this, and not just fighting, but on time?
Now, the fight should start from, in the form of prevention from parents.
How?
Yes, you have to first and foremost show your child love in the family. Most children that come from violent homes appear to be more in tune to such dangerous or fighting groups. Now, if you have a child that in the home, when the child offends, there's a particular level of punishment meted out, and immediately afterwards, the child is called back to have explanation of why that particular punishment was meted out to him or her. That way, you are inculcating discipline. You are inculcating discipline. I didn't just flog you because I wanted to flog you or I hate you. What you did, look at the implication of what you did. Extrapolate the action. If you don't stop you, this is what it could lead to. Explain to them. That is one. You also don't engage in domestic violence. We are talking about within the family circle. By the time you start showing strength, probably showing the children that you've got strength, that there is a tendency for a stronger person or somebody that has another kind of muster around him to beat up another. You are teaching that child to go learn how to beat others. Then again in the school, when you see those other children that classify as bullies in the schools, it is time for for teachers to call the attention of both the child or children, as the case may be, and the parents. Your child bullies other children. What is the problem? They might not immediately tell you what happens in the home, but it starts from there. If a child is coming from a peaceful home and yet bullies, it means that it's time for you to probably retailor his educational line into some sort of sports, right? And then redirect his mindset. If he has a domineering mentality, so he has to be redirected in that as early as that. Then another way is that, like these guys have been caught, it is for law to take its due course. We've had cases where we had the courts are arrested and they get calls from certain persons for their release. And oftentimes you do not hear the end that these persons that were caught in the act of courtism have been sentenced to so many years in prison because of the type of society we find ourselves.
Well, we hope that with these ones that they will be able to get the rest, and this is where to start from to fight these court issues in River State. The second story is from Delta State. Soldiers deployed to Okwama community in Ogele South, the local government area of Delta State, have continued raiding more houses in the community following last weekend killings of several military men on rescue mission to the riverine community. A community source who spoke to our reporters said the military are currently occupying Okwama and the several houses has either been rushed or demolished. Military deploy armored vehicles to Bamadi Creek. Meanwhile, the Nigerian military yesterday deployed armored vehicles to Bamadi, headquarters of Bamadi Council, over the killing of the military personnel on peace and rescue mission in Okwama community in Ogele South local government area. The military personnel and no fewer than 3 armored vehicles were seen zooming across the Bamadi Bridge late yesterday, probably heading to the creeks. This is even as President Bola Tinubu ordered the military high command to fish out those who killed the military officers. Also, Mr. Peter Obi, presidential candidate of the Labour Party, in 2023 election has condemned the killing of the army officers and soldiers in Delta State, describing it as barbaric and unacceptable. A community source who spoke to newsmen said, "As I am talking to you right now, soldiers are there and they continue the demolition of buildings in the community, and I don't think they will leave very soon. They usually come to our communities to buy some food, some stuff, and go back to Okwama." Governor Oborowori, in a statement by his chief press secretary, Sir Festus Amon, said the government of Delta State is gravely disturbed by the violence and unprovoked killing of the officers and soldiers, which he described as alien to the culture of Deltans. The incident is despicable and not in a sync with the culture and tradition of Deltans. It runs contrary to the value and path of peace that the state government is promoting, as I have always emphasized in our more agenda to enhance peace and security. On behalf of the government and good people of Delta State, I wish to condole in particular the family of the killed giants, officers and soldiers. The Nigerian Army over its sad occurrences. The state government shall take all measures necessary to fish out all those behind these dastardly acts and ensure they are made to face the full wrath of the law. Now, Dr. Weke, last week, soldiers, of course, from the 22 Battalion of the Military Joint Task Force were ambushed and killed while on a rescue mission to Okwama to release a hostage. That's Mr. Antonio Obo from neighboring Kokoba community in that's Bamadi, over a lingering land dispute. And unfortunately, that was a peaceful mission, but it ended this way in a tragic incident that we can't possibly explain what is going on right now. But again, I remember that there was a time, that was last year, sometime last year in Anambra State. There was an issue where the community people, it was still this land dispute, killed about 3 soldiers and burnt their vehicles. But when the troop came in, it was more like both innocent, the known and the unknown, they went in for it. They started this vandalizing things in the shops and all of those because of anger. And here it happened again. Yes, this is very bad. How can you even kill someone that is protecting you, that is sent to protect you? It has happened, right? But I want to ask, is this always the way forward, that anytime something happens and a military man is involved, the next thing they do is come to the community, destroy things, kill people because their members have been killed? Yes, we are not saying that their acts is a good thing that they have done, but must they always use violence to get the result of what has happened?
The truth of the matter is that we cannot judge some of these things that we hear here. Is I think it's only, you can't hear it in most countries. It's only in Nigeria. In the first place, you don't have to take the life of a security officer acting a place of government. They are the government representatives that have come to engender peace or to ensure that there is peace amongst us. Now, taking the life of a police or army officials is not acceptable in any country, in any part of the world. There has not been any war in Bamadi where probably hear that the soldiers have been attacking and killing them. They were just on a peaceful mission. I didn't hear that they were even shooting sporadically, probably to offset them. No such thing was heard. So why these people have to be killed in this gruesome murder is so disturbing. Then another leg to it is that we have had cases where soldiers once attacked or killed, or even police. The next moment, you will hear of total takeover of those places by these security men. I don't know how that aligns with their operations, how it's part of their rules. I don't know how that can be true, because they have the investigation unit, whether the police or the army. So if Nigerian police, if Nigerian army of all people could take laws into their hand, as it were, or the Nigerian police, these security formations could do that. So what do they talk of citizens? You know, weak citizens, bloody civilians, they call us. So if they now go, and who will now be in the position to fish out these criminals? It means that even our own lives as civilians is in danger. So I expected that they should have deployed all machinery in place to ensure that these guys are arrested and then given a bitter pill of their resulting from their own actions. So a situation where these people will go, and it's suspected strongly that most of these persons they attack are innocent. Some of them might not even be aware of the happenings. Some of them might not also be in support of these criminals. So you just see them go and then begin to destroy houses. What has happened to the investigation unit? What has happened to the discrete unit of Nigerian Army? Or even working in collaboration with Nigerian police, if they will not be comfortable going to investigate civilians? So why not collaborate with Nigerian police? I don't know how this happens. Like you said, that is arson.
Let's look at the community leaders, all right? This issue has to do with land disputes. Now, do you think it will be possible for these youth to just take laws into their hand? It's not that there was they didn't actually come to arrest them, right? They went to release a man that was held hostage. Now, let's look at the community leaders. Don't you think that somehow they must have been aware of what is going on?
No, it's not. I don't really know. You know, some persons can go out on their way to do certain kind of things. If there is land dispute should be settled in the court. Land dispute, the time has gone where the stronger persons or the number of killed persons, if they kill a person, the more, it means you no longer go. That was the primordial method. If you have land dispute, if somebody transgresses into your land, if somebody encroaches into your property, what do? You go to court, or you involve security agencies. You invite the police. Please look at what came out this morning, and this is what we are seeing. Or you go to court, file a suit against the intruders. What is there? Okay, except we don't know the assessment before the fact. We may not know what actually happened before the incident of kidnapping. Was it that somebody was kidnapped and it's a return kidnap? It's a retaliation effort. So let's find out. We need to know more about it. But even at that, even if your own kinsman was kidnapped, the way to go shouldn't be to go and continue to kidnap other people. You report to police. And then the other people now have to go to court and say, if you have a legitimate to say this person actually transgressed into my land or he's taking what belongs to me, you can prove it in the law court instead of taking laws into your hand, kidnapping people, killing soldiers. And now, are they in that land? Are they there right now?
Yeah, there. It's quite unfortunate. Yes, Falana actually called on the federal government to tell them to disembark from destroying people's houses. I don't know what happened to the innocent ones at this moment. Nobody can answer that question. This is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. We'll just go on a very short break.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring honest pop news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on The Fact Today, only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human trafficker.
Honorable
You are a human trafficker.
They are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
Welcome back. This is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network, and now the rest of our stories. National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency officials apprehended hairstylist Josephine Oduno, 20, and dispatch rider Edesemi Ikboro, 30, for peddling drugs less changing to students at the parties in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State. Babafemi noted NDLA officer on a patrol around the Opobo area of Yenagoa had on Sunday, March 10, 2024, intercepted a motorcyclist dispatch rider Edesimi and recovered 200 grams of chin-chin produced with cannabis stavia, which he was on a mission to deliver to a buyer. As a follow-up operation led to the arrest of the hairdresser Josephine, who distributed the drugs chin-chin from the salon where she works in the Basia area of Yenagoa. The search of the salon also led to the recovery of 33.00 kilograms, bringing the total weight of the illicit substance seized from the duo to 3.2 kg. Investigation revealed that they distribute the chin-chin often less with the cannabis and tramadol to students and at birthday parties, while the semi handles the delivery to buyers. Josephine is a major distributor to a wanted suspect who produced the drug chin-chin. But Fami added at least 24 kg of cannabis was seized from the delivery. Wednesday, March 13th, while in Kano, 2 suspects, Adamu 27 and Adamu Hassan 33, were nabbed with a total of 125.3 kg cannabis, 3,400 pills of tramadol, and 30 bottles of codeine syrup. They were arrested on Monday, March 11th at Gada Tambuwara area and Friday, March 15 at Tasimiya Baba Hotoro, respectively, while 180 kg of cannabis were recovered from the warehouse in Masaka area of Nasarawa State on Saturday, March 16, and the operatives in Edo State on Tuesday. On Thursday, March 14, arrested a suspect called Samuel 50 with 75 kg of the same psychoactive substance at market area O2 Owa East LGS. Same day, operatives read the Olama Okwe forest in the Akoko Edo area, Edo State, where they destroyed 3,744.277 kg of cannabis on 1,578 hectares of land. I didn't know that women are involved in this. I'm just surprised. But again, NDLA, you know, EFCC, they said that was House of Rep, that they should fight drug from the bank. They should fight it from the bank. That staying at the airport to seize drugs from people is not the way forward. And then they have devised another way of Imam using Babin Salon as a point of dispersing this. And then the person taking drugs, so students in a party, students in a party, birthday party and all those kind of parties, very much aware that this is a substance I am going to give to them, all right? And if you ask him now, he will say, I'm doing my business to get my money. What is the best way to fight drugs in our country? Because it seems when you close one door, about 5 opens. What is a better way to get rid of this?
We in the first place, the dispatch rider, right? We don't know if their rule allows them to open the parcel. I don't know. I don't know if the rule guiding them, the operational rule, will allow them to open the parcel before dispatching to consumers, the final point. I don't know. I doubt if they are allowed to open the parcel. I doubt. I think what they have is the manifest, the name of the person, that the destination and all of that. I don't think they have that powers to do so. Having said that, I want to say that... So in other
words, he might not know what he's going to deliver?
There is strong suspicion there. There is every tendency that the man might not know what he was carrying.
No, Dr. Weke, in his own case, he has been working with this person. And a dispatch rider, when you're working with someone, maybe the person is selling, let's assume is blue-collar stuff, all right? Yeah. Anytime you're going, you know what is there. Most time you even check, you confirm that these are the things inside before you,
like
you take it out.
I don't know, I can't quickly know their modus operandi.
Okay.
But what we are saying is that let's face the source, those who are, you know, deceiving members of the public.
Okay.
In wrap of chin-chin. Meanwhile, the real content is the cannabis. What is actually their, you know, what are they seeking to achieve? If you now continue to sell banned goods, banned items as an individual, you are involved in illegal trading, illegal business. And at any point in time, you should be prepared for the consequences, and which is what is about to happen here. You cannot you have a deceptive business platform where people think that probably you are a hairdressed person. Meanwhile, you are into other illegal activities. So this one will have to teach people a lesson. A situation where an individual will have to wrap up cannabis, a banned item.
20 years.
You know, and then you are selling to people. The issue here is not even about the age, because some persons, I learned somebody that says started taking grass at the age of 10. You know, it depends on the environment. It depends on where the person is coming from. The way forward will be to continue to canvass. Let NDLEA not just stop at the arrest strategy. Let there be comprehensive awareness. I've said this severally. Let them go to the nooks and crannies of Nigeria, the villages. Let them work with the chiefs. Let them work with women leaders, mothers, you know, let them work with them and tell the people the dangers of drug addiction, banned drugs. And because it's quickly deducible that people take these drugs to perpetuate crime. You might not do some of the crime, one might not do some of the crimes they carry out on a normal brain. You know, they will have to accentuate their brains and psychologies before they are able to carry out some of these cruel activities. You can imagine, I think it has to be a drug-induced person to quickly, that will see a woman and then you start raping. What kind of magic? Were you already erected before you see somebody? And then it's obvious that probably they take drugs that will enable them to, maybe part of some of the drugs will help them have unexpected or unanticipated erection, or they will have to extra energy to jump fences or get caught without feeling pains, or attack people without having any human feelings. So these are the things, the reasons why they say drugs should be banned, and they are going ahead doing it. So NDLA should, you know, re-emphasize their campaigns around the grassroots areas. You can see the areas they go to, airports. You see the other elite areas, you know, highbrow areas. But trust me that grasses are not grown, weeds are not grown in airports. It's grown in the villages where these things are harvested and then packaged properly, and then is through the exit point. So can they go to our various local areas and talk to the people? These things you are doing is not proper. This thing you are cultivating it has a tendency of killing people, because by the time somebody takes it, certain kind of thoughts will begin to fly in, and then you don't help. You back on it. You back on such art. So the lady that has left her trade, she's a skilled person. Let's remit our multiple streams of income into what is legitimate. She will say that she wants to make ends meet. Let me add, we must add something to your business. Let it be something that is accepted by the public and government. So you don't go ahead and deceive people. You just say that this is what I do. Meanwhile, you have other criminal conduct you display that people are not seeing. It's possible that she has clandestine customers. Of course, she should have. That from time to time she supplies these kind of drugs. So both the dispatch man should be queried. How long have you been in the trade? How long have you been working for her? Can you start from the lady? Are you aware that he doesn't know what you give him to dispatch? The persons you dispatch to, do they know what, do they know that they're aware that this person is not aware? They are the only areas to make sure that innocent persons are not punished for what they do not know.
They do not know. All right, the last story for today is on economy. The soaring cost of building materials is prompting numerous homeowners to opt for more affordable alternatives for construction. Many Nigerians with ongoing construction projects are pushing work, hoping for a decrease in material prices, while others facing frustration and selling their unfinished property. However, some are taking unconventional approach, such as substituting iron rod with bamboo. According to Mr. Andrew Saga, a building engineer, 12 mm, 16 mm, 20 mm, 25 mm, 10 mm, or 8 mm iron rod are recommendable for building apartment depending on the strength of the materials and the design specified. He added bamboo can also do the job for an iron rod to an extent. Some persons now use only bamboo for the pillars. Some mix bamboo with iron rod for the decking to serve costs. Others now use only bamboo for decking. An iron rod costs between 10,000 to 30,000 depending on the size. This was twice the price it was sold for last year. He wanted me to construct 8 pillars for the buildings and would need 4 12 mm iron rod for a pillar. A ton of 12 mm is now 93 pieces, is now over 1.3 million. I don't know where this country is heading to. Mr. Atana Zagos Bless, an engineer, said building developers are no longer making profit in the business. This is because the cost of building materials are increasing daily. When you make a quotation for client today and they respond next week, you get to the market and discover that the price of the materials you quoted have increased tremendously. You are left with nothing to settle with your workers at the end. You see engineers running around leaving work unpaid, and such a person is being labeled bad. People are now settling for less alternative of building materials. The cost of iron rod, for instance, is making people use bamboo. Government is seeing all this, and nothing is being done to reduce the cost of building materials. Dr. Weke, when I saw this, the first thing that came into my mind was all of these houses that have been collapsing here and there and there. For iron rod, we still hear of bungalow, collapsed buildings, leaving people inside, killing people, and all of those. And now they're going to bamboo. What is the tendency that lives to be saved?
Thank you, my sister. What we have to do now is, Atanga, his work is not done. He should provide us the addresses of these bamboo-oriented houses. You know, let's know where bamboos and bamboos, Abi, is it bamboo?
Yeah.
Is now in lieu of iron. It's now used in place of rods. Let's know. Could you just provide us the addresses? I will, in my own naivety, as not being an engineer, would not want anybody that I know to go to that place, either to visit or to sit or to live in such places that bamboo is now used as iron. Is very bad. Now, what I expected government to do would be that manufacturers will now have a direct subsidy. There is no government where across the world where governments don't do subsidy, especially here in Nigeria where we have a lot of money.
Okay.
That these persons don't know what they are doing with it. You hear the National Assembly suspending one of their own over additional money into the budget, and they talk about a trillion, like we are talking about 3 naira here. You know, so they talk about 3 trillion this, they mention it, and the guys are very happy, you know. They're talking about somebody is mentioning billion. They don't even know what we are talking about, because the money is milked and drained straight into their pocket, and they don't know what the publics are passing through. What I suggest is that these building companies, government can do a direct transaction with them. How much is the cost of production of this? Because we have the steel industry in Ogun State. If we have had sensitive, responsive government over time, those kind of facilities will be a top-notch by now, would have come into full stream. But I'm not sure part of their priorities shouldn't be all those kind of things. But in a way to see how people, to reduce death, because from what we are hearing now, future there will be more occurrences of building collapse. So now, can they liaise with construction companies, manufacturers in that line, even cement, or you talk about the iron, how much do we have to pay? What is the cost of this? Can we subsidize so that you say to these people at this amount? They are talking about housing for all. When we were in primary or secondary school, we were hearing housing for all in 2020. I'm sure they were thinking that 2020 will never come. Now we have done 2020. This is 2024. Probably they will start saying 2040. Thinking that time, it's almost here. So if they can now say, okay, how much? If the cost of this is 5,000, can we give you 3,000, so that the consumers, those who will buy from you, will pay the extra 2,000 naira, you know? But we don't hear any of such things, and yet they go talk about so many things, housing for all. They talk about unemployment rate. Nobody is interested in tackling the major problems of the society. It's really heart rending, and we can only pray and ask God to We don't know if we had asked God to keep us alive. We don't know which prayer to pray again. We don't know, is it now a right prayer to say, keep you alive? How? We don't know. Is it God touch their heart? Is their heart touchable? I can't really, I don't know where, like somebody said there, and I'm only emphasizing what the person said, that we don't know where we are heading to. It's also this type of thing. We don't know what kind of prayer we will now pray. God, please save us. Save us from what? To stay alive and continue to suffer? Or God, save us to die? And you don't know what kind of thing we are to do right now. But the leaders we hear, all that they do is to quarrel over our money. The other one, even the man that has been suspended, if it's a normal place, he should have been invited for questioning. Is it that something went around and didn't get to him? You know, we have to, because it's like a conspiracy thing. When did they start being this patriotic? Nigeria is a sorry case, and nothing appears to be changing. If you say people, and now nobody has cautioned them. We expect that the Minister of is it works or one thing, or the men in charge of core engineering unit or profession in Nigeria should have called this person to order. I'm sure they are going to do that.
Yeah.
I don't expect that such persons will come and say that they want to use alternative. If must use alternative, it must be something of equivalent strength.
Exactly.
You know that thing decays with time. Iron, I have seen buildings during demolitions. You see irons over you saw those buildings when you were in primary, secondary school, and then upon demolition, you still see iron stand. I don't think bamboo can stand that kind of thing. So
this is a stick that
you know, so
possibly.
It's very unfortunate for us to even hear this in the public forum, because I don't know the type of government we run in Nigeria. It's very disturbing.
Well, we know that this bamboo was always used for those modern houses. That was in 2000. I grew up to see that. And if they're going to use that as an alternative, I think they should definitely use it for something that has the same weight, like you said, equivalent.
Yes.
All right, this is the much we can take on today's Society Watch. Thank you so much, Dr. Weke.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right, if you miss out, you can join us on all our social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X Atlantic TV Net. You can also watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Do remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. I am Immaculata Irikana. Thank you for watching, and continue to stay connected on ATM Social. Still will come you next time. Good afternoon.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorables,
You human